15 JDM sleeper cars that outsold legends, but no one remembers. You've heard plenty about famous JDM performance cars. What about the sleepers that quietly outsold their rivals? These 15 forgotten Japanese machines delivered real power, everyday usability, and serious performance. Yet history barely remembers their names. It's time to bring these hidden legends back into the spotlight. 15. Toyota Mark II Tourer V, JZX90, JZX100. The Toyota Mark II Tourer V never tried to look fast, and that was the point. Built as a comfortable mid-size sedan for Japan's streets, it blended conservative styling with serious mechanical intent. Beneath the hood sat the 1J GTi turbocharged inline-six, producing 280 horsepower and strong mid-range torque delivered to the rear wheels. Acceleration felt effortless rather than dramatic. 0 to 60 miles per hour arrived in about 5 seconds, and the car kept pulling smoothly well beyond highway speeds. What made the Tourer V special was balance. The chassis stayed composed, the suspension favored stability, and steering felt predictable even when pushed harder than its look suggested. Inside, the cabin focused on space and calm rather than sport theatrics. That everyday usability helped it sell in large numbers, quietly outselling flashier performance cars of the era. Today, the Mark II Tourer V is remembered as a perfect sleeper. Practical, fast, and understated. Its legacy shapes Japanese sedan culture. 14. 1989. Daihatsu Charade GTti CB70. You would not expect a tiny hatchback with a 1-liter engine to be a performance icon, but the 1989 Daihatsu Charade GTti absolutely shattered expectations. This was no ordinary commuter car. It was the first production vehicle to pair a turbocharger with a twin-cam 3-cylinder engine, delivering an astonishing 100 horsepower in a package that weighed under 1,800 pounds. Performance numbers told the story. 0 to 60 in just under 9 seconds. Lightning-quick reflexes thanks to its compact size, and a sound that hinted at something far more aggressive than its cute look suggested. The GTti came equipped with a 5-speed manual gearbox and independent suspension, making it feel like a little cart on the road. What it lacked in brute force, it made up for with balance, charm, and sheer fun factor. Despite its clever engineering and spunky nature, the GTti never got the global praise it deserved. It sold well in select markets and quietly outperformed larger rivals in day-to-day usability. But time passed and memories faded. Today, the GTti stands as a cult classic for those who appreciate unconventional greatness. As we leave behind this nimble rocket, our next stop is a Mazda hatch that mixed practicality with rally heritage in a way few others could. 13. 1992. Mazda Familia GTX. The 1992 Mazda Familia GTX might just be one of the most overlooked all-wheel drive turbocharged hatchbacks of the 90s. Known in some markets as the 323, this seemingly ordinary compact carried serious rally spirit beneath its modest exterior. Mazda fitted it with a 1.8-liter turbocharged engine producing 180 horsepower, paired with a full-time all-wheel drive system that gave it grip in all conditions. What made the GTX so appealing was its balance. It was not just fast in a straight line, it carved through corners with confidence, thanks to a well-tuned suspension setup and a lightweight frame. The 5-speed manual transmission felt crisp, and the driving experience was pure and mechanical. Drivers loved how communicative it felt, and how easy it was to push hard without feeling like you were tempting fate. Because it shared showroom space with more popular nameplates like the RX-7 and Miata, the GTX never got its fair share of the limelight. But it sold in healthy numbers across Japan and Europe, even outselling some flashier competitors. It was a car that quietly delivered serious performance while keeping a low profile. Now that we have tasted Mazda's rally-inspired magic, let us move on to a sedan that proves Isuzu was not just about trucks and utility. 12. 1992. Isuzu Gemini Irmscher R. The 1992 Isuzu Gemini Irmscher R is one of those unicorns that seemed to vanish before people even knew it existed. Built in partnership with tuning house Irmscher, this special edition of the Gemini was Isuzu's bold attempt to inject some performance into its sedan lineup, and it worked. The Irmscher R came with a 1.6-liter DOHC engine, producing 140 horsepower, which was more than respectable given its compact size and low weight. Paired with a slick 5-speed manual transmission and sport-tuned suspension, the car delivered a surprisingly agile and engaging drive. While most people wrote off the Gemini as basic transport, the Irmscher R was a completely different animal. It had a sharper look thanks to its unique body kit, subtle badges, and lightweight alloy wheels. Inside, drivers were treated to sport seats and Irmscher-specific trim that gave the car a distinct identity. Despite its performance and rarity, the Irmscher R never got widespread recognition. Isuzu's limited motorsport involvement in narrow distribution channels meant that very few people got to experience what this car could do. Yet in the right hands, it could easily outrun more famous competitors. As this hidden gem slips into memory, we now turn to a Suzuki hatchback that proved even the smallest cars can punch above their weight. 11. 1992, Suzuki Cultus GTi, aka Swift GTi. The 1992 Suzuki Cultus GTi, known as the Swift GTi in some markets, is one of the most underrated hot hatches ever made. Beneath its unassuming exterior sat a screaming 1.3-liter twin-cam engine pushing out 100 horsepower. That might not sound impressive on paper, but consider that the car weighed less than 1,800 pounds. This thing flew when you stepped on it. What made the GTi so special was its rev-happy nature and razor-sharp handling. The DOHC engine loved to climb the tachometer, delivering power in a smooth, urgent wave. The 5-speed manual gearbox was slick, the suspension was firm, and the steering gave excellent feedback. It was the kind of car that turned every drive into a go-kart session. Drivers who valued connection over flash fell in love instantly, but the GTi was always overlooked. In a world obsessed with big horsepower and flashy styling, the Cultus GTi played the quiet assassin. It sold well in its time, especially in Japan and parts of Europe, yet it faded from memory far too quickly. Now only a few clean examples survive, prized by purists who know just how capable it was. If you are loving these hidden powerhouses so far, hit that like button. It helps push this video to more car lovers like you. 10. Nissan Stagea 260R S Turbo RS, non-RS versions. Nissan never marketed this wagon as a threat, which is exactly why the Stagea caught so many people off guard. At a glance, it looked like a family hauler built for school runs and luggage, not speed. Underneath, however, it shared DNA with performance skylines, turning everyday practicality into a sleeper. Most non-RS turbo versions used a 2.5-liter RB25DET inline-six, producing around 250 horsepower and 300 pound-feet of torque. Power flowed through rear-wheel drive or optional all-wheel drive, giving the Stagea confident launches and surprising mid-range pull. 0 to 60 miles per hour came in roughly 6 seconds. Quick for a wagon of its era, the chassis favored stability over sharp aggression. Long wheelbase tuning kept it planted at highway speeds, while suspension absorbed weight without feeling sloppy. It was built to move fast quietly. Inside, comfort remained the priority. Full seating, cargo space, and subdued design hid its capability completely. The Stagea succeeded by doing 2 jobs at once, becoming legendary. 9. Mitsubishi Legnum VR4 twin-turbo wagon. The Mitsubishi Legnum VR4 was a family wagon that quietly carried rally-bred aggression beneath its practical shape. From the outside, it looked like a sensible long-roof commuter, built to haul groceries and passengers without drama. Underneath, it was something entirely different. Power came from a twin-turbocharged 2.5-liter V6, producing 280 horsepower and 267 pound-feet of torque, sent through an advanced all-wheel drive system. The chassis borrowed heavily from Mitsubishi's performance playbook. Active yaw control, a stable wheelbase, and firm suspension tuning allowed the Legnum to stay planted at speed, even when fully loaded. Steering felt confident, and grip remained consistent in poor weather, where rivals struggled. Inside, comfort and restraint masked the capability. That contrast made the Legnum VR4 dangerous in the best way. It wasn't loud, flashy, or famous, just brutally effective when underestimated. 8. Toyota Aristo V 300 Vertex Edition. The Toyota Aristo V300 Vertex Edition looked like a calm executive sedan, but it carried serious intent beneath its reserved design. Built for the Japanese market, it hid one of the most respected power plants of its era behind smooth bodywork and luxury-focused proportions. Under the hood sat the legendary 2JZ GTi inline 6, producing 280 horsepower and roughly 315 pound-feet of torque. Power delivery was effortless, building boosts smoothly and surging forward without drama. Rear-wheel drive and a well-balanced chassis allowed the Aristo to feel stable at speed, while its suspension favored composure over aggression. It was never twitchy or loud, just relentlessly quick when pushed. 0 to 60 miles per hour arrived in around 5.5 seconds. Impressive for a full-size luxury sedan. Inside, leather trim, soft materials, and quiet insulation mask the violence happening beneath the throttle. What made the Aristo V300 special was deception. 7. Mitsubishi Galant VR4. The Mitsubishi Galant VR4 entered the market disguised as a sensible four-door sedan, yet its engineering told a very different story. Developed during Mitsubishi's rally-focused era, it carried technology meant for competition rather than comfort, making it one of Japan's earliest true performance sleepers. Under the hood sat a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4, producing roughly 240 horsepower and about 230 pound-feet of torque. Power delivery was smooth and controlled, prioritizing traction and stability instead of sudden drama or noise. Its defining feature was advanced all-wheel drive, paired with sophisticated suspension tuning that kept the chassis planted through fast corners and uneven roads. Some versions even added 4-wheel steering, improving high-speed confidence and directional control in ways rivals struggled to match. Inside, the Galant VR4 remained practical and understated, offering real seating space and everyday usability. That contrast is what made it special. It proved family sedans could hide rally-bred performance. 6. 1996 Toyota Chaser Avante G. If you walk past a 1996 Toyota Chaser Avante G in a parking lot, you probably would not give it a second look. But under its quiet 4-door exterior lurked one of the most refined rear-wheel drive sedans Toyota ever produced. The Avante G was part of the X90 series, sharing its DNA with the Mark II and Cresta, but it carved its own identity by blending luxury with subtle performance. Its most notable engine option was the 2.5-liter inline-6 JZGE, a naturally aspirated version of the legendary turbocharged JZGTe. Smooth, responsive, and bulletproof, the engine was paired with either a slick automatic or a 5-speed manual in rare cases. The Avante G trim added a refined edge to the package, with plush seating, wood trim, digital climate controls, and optional features like electronic dampers. But it was the chassis tuning that won over drivers. The double wishbone suspension at all 4 corners gave the Chaser surprising agility, especially for its size and purpose. It was a sports sedan in disguise, one that could quietly carve corners and still glide over daily commutes. It was popular among those who wanted a BMW-like driving experience with Japanese reliability and understated styling. Today, the Chaser Avante G is finally getting the recognition it deserves, especially as clean models are becoming legal for import in many countries. Leaving Toyota behind, we now turn to a Subaru that took the twin-turbo game seriously and left an unforgettable mark on the late 90s performance scene. 5. 1996 Subaru Legacy GTB twin-turbo. Subaru's 1996 Legacy GTB was more than just a wagon with a turbo. It was a declaration that practical cars could still be thrilling. The GTB stood for Gran Turismo Bilstein, and yes, it came with factory Bilstein shocks, giving it handling prowess far beyond most family haulers. But the real magic came from the twin-turbocharged 2-liter EJ20 engine that produced around 280 horsepower. Mated to Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive system, it offered grip and speed that could rival many of the era's performance coupes. This generation of legacy was designed with long-distance touring in mind, but in GTB trim, it was more like a road weapon. The sequential turbo setup provided smooth acceleration, with the first turbo spooling low and the second kicking in higher in the rev range. That gave it strong pull throughout the power band. The result was smooth but relentless acceleration, the kind that snuck up on you. Paired with a 5-speed manual, it was engaging and fast, yet completely drivable every day. You could pick up groceries, blast up a mountain pass, and cruise the highway comfortably all in one trip. Inside, the GTB featured sports seats, a Momo steering wheel, and subtle badging. It also came with climate control, advanced for the time gauges, and a solid stereo system that made it an ideal tour. Outside, it looked sleek and unassuming. It did not need wings or flares to make a statement. The performance spoke for itself. Among wagon fans, the GTB became a cult favorite, and its influence can still be felt in Subaru's modern offerings like the WRX and Outback XT. 4. Nissan Gloria Y33 Gran Turismo Ultima. The Nissan Gloria Y33 Gran Turismo Ultima was designed to move quietly through traffic while carrying far more capability than its appearance suggested. With its long body, restrained styling, and executive proportions, it blended naturally into late 1990s city life, rarely drawing attention from anyone who didn't know what it was. Under the hood sat a turbocharged 3-liter inline-six producing approximately 280 horsepower and 276 pound-feet of torque. Power delivery was smooth and deliberate, prioritizing steady acceleration over drama. The rear-wheel drive layout gave it balance and composure, especially during highway cruising. What made the Ultima special was refinement under load. The suspension favored stability, the chassis felt planted at speed, and the steering remained predictable rather than aggressive. It wasn't built to rush, it was built to maintain confidence effortlessly. Inside, the cabin leaned into luxury. Soft materials, supportive seating, and excellent insulation separated occupants from the outside world. The Gloria Y33 Ultima remains a true Japanese sleeper, quiet, capable, and intentionally understated. 3. Nissan Laurel C35 Medalist Turbo. The Nissan Laurel C35 Medalist Turbo was engineered to disappear into everyday traffic while quietly carrying serious mechanical depth. Its conservative 4-door shape, clean lines, and executive presence made it look more like a company sedan than a performance machine, which was exactly the point. Beneath the hood sat a turbocharged 2.5-liter inline-six, producing around 280 horsepower and approximately 250 pound-feet of torque. Power delivery was smooth and controlled, building steadily rather than aggressively. Paired with rear-wheel drive, the Laurel offered balance and composure instead of theatrics. On the road, the C35 felt confident and planted. Suspension tuning favored stability, absorbing imperfections without feeling soft, while steering remained predictable and relaxed. It was designed for sustained speed, not sudden drama. Inside, the Medalist trim emphasized comfort. Quality materials, supportive seats, and strong insulation created a quiet environment even under load. The Laurel C35 Medalist Turbo stands as a refined Japanese sleeper, understated, capable, and intentionally restrained. 2. Toyota Crown Majesta UZS 171 V8. The Toyota Crown Majesta UZS 171 represented luxury first and performance second, which made its capabilities easy to overlook. Designed as an executive flagship, its long body, formal styling, and restrained presence suggested comfort and status rather than speed. Under the hood sat a naturally aspirated 4-liter V8, producing around 280 horsepower and roughly 300 pound-feet of torque. Power delivery was smooth, quiet, and effortless, prioritizing refinement over aggression. Rear-wheel drive and a well-balanced chassis allowed the Majesta to move with surprising authority when pushed. Rather than announcing its strength, the Majesta hid it behind silence and restraint. It was built for people who valued presence over noise and confidence over attention. That balance of discreet power and executive calm is exactly what turned the UZS 171 into a forgotten Japanese sleeper, one that never needed to prove itself to be taken seriously. 1. 1999 Toyota Crown Athlete V 1 JZGTE. Luxury and performance met in glorious harmony with the 1999 Toyota Crown Athlete V. This full-size sedan was the embodiment of Japanese executive class. It also came equipped with the legendary 1 JZGTE engine. That was a 2.5-liter turbocharged inline-six delivering around 280 horsepower, paired with rear-wheel drive or optional all-wheel drive, and often mated to a smooth automatic gearbox. It offered silent ferocity, capable of eating up highway miles with ease, or sprinting away from stoplights like a sports car. The Crown Athlete V was not just about straight-line speed. It came with sport-tuned suspension, larger wheels, and refined handling dynamics that made it feel planted at all speeds. Inside, it delivered top-tier luxury for its time, with leather seats, digital displays, and premium audio systems. But it never felt bloated. The Crown's weight was well managed, and the power delivery of the turbocharged JZ engine remained smooth and exhilarating. It could be a chauffeur car during the week and a canyon carver on the weekend. Its understated design helped it fly under the radar, while those who knew what was under the hood instantly understood its potential. Today, it has become a favorite among import enthusiasts looking for something with presence, power, and refinement. And with that, we end our journey through 15 forgotten JDM sleepers that outsold legends but slipped through the cracks of history. Some legends roar, others whisper. These 15 JDM sleepers never needed fame to prove their worth. Which one surprised you most? Drop your pick in the comments and subscribe for more forgotten gems that deserve a second look.